Okay, adding 2 more lights to my truck on the hood, so got to swing into Harbor Freight, just get a few things to help mount them. First is these little magnets, like $5 a piece. Need one for each light. Grab one of those. And then I'm putting these on the hood and I drive on the highway, so I'm going to clamp them down as well in the back, these little C-clamps. Alright, got everything I need, a little bit of paint, some washers. Got the magnets and the C-clamps ready to go. You can see those little holes aren't big enough. That's what the drill and the step bit's for. Lights I pre-put together, they're all ready to go. Just gonna mount these magnets on the studs and clamp it to the hood. First up, we're gonna take this step bit, stick it in there, drill this out. That step bit's way too big. You should probably mount this in a vise if you're gonna do something so stupid. But we'll work with what we got. So I go from both sides because, again, the step bit's just way too big. Let's try to drill it out. There's a bunch of metal shavings that are going to collect inside the magnet. You're going to need to get those out because they'll scratch your hood or whatever surface you're putting it on, especially a vehicle vibrating and driving down the road. Drill this thing out. Make sure it fits the bolt. These are made to do this, so underneath it, it's got like a little ring. You can fit the nut in there and everything, so it fits. Everything's good. We've got to stack it up with washers so none of that bolt's hanging out below the magnet. Of course, got to try to get these shavings out of here. This is a pain in the neck, and you're probably not going to get them all out of there, but get as many as you can. Tuck them down in there. You don't want anything on the surface of that magnet between the surface you're mounted to and the magnet. I will use some little foam pads between them, but if you got shavings, it'll just cut through the foam pads and still screw up your paint. So stack up your washers. I think I know about how many I need, so put them on there and put the magnet on. I put a washer and a lock washer on the inside. And as you can see me struggling to put it on, that did not work. It's not going to work because it's going to push that bolt out. And that bolt's going to be too far outside the donut ring of the magnet. So I didn't put enough washers on the outside. I put a couple on the inside. So I'm going to have to take this whole thing apart and then just put more washers on the outside to get that bolt as far recessed in there as possible. You really just want enough for that nut to grab it, and then when you tighten it down, it'll kind of pull it all together. But that bolt, you don't want it sticking through at all. The magnet won't sit properly, and it's just going to end up scratching your paint. Make sure you have plenty of washers. I keep a whole little bucket of these things because they actually add up. I started with like 11 or 12, and I think I ended up with 14 or 15 on each light, so you will need a ton of washers. Finally get it together. You want to set it on a surface, see how it sits, you see it rocks, that bolt's sticking out, that ain't gonna fucking work. I'll take it all apart again, add some more washers, and make sure it sits nice and flat. Here's a good video of it. You can see that bolt sticking out, you know, with that scratch in your hood, rocking. Magnet would probably still grab one way or the other, but that's going to fuck your head up. So just take it apart, put some more washers in there, and get that little piece of the bolt and the nut recessed. After that, it's all done. Just paint it up. I'm just using cheap craft paint. I really don't care. You may have to even touch it up after you mount it if you scratch it off. It's really just to coat it and protect it and not look stupid. The rest of the light's black and just works good. Anytime my lights get scratched or anything's not black or a bolt, I always just use this shit and paint it. It's like $1 at the craft store. Paint those up. Make sure you get all the way around it. I use a heavy coat. You can see it matches the rest of my lights. Mount on with the magnet, clamp in the back. It's good to go. That thing ain't going nowhere.